Hello everybody, my name is Supersonic1787. I am from the group called the Unknown Gamers RRC, and this is my AGDQ submission for Super Mario Bros. 3 Any Percent No Wrong Warp category on the Nintendo Entertainment System. So basically, the main thing about this category is to get the two flutes in World 1 and then warp over to World 8. There are some RNG factors in this game. The most popular one is the hands in World 8 in the second screen of the world map. You can basically get like any sort of combination, whether it's one hand, two hands, or all three hands. So it depends on how everything goes out. But so far in my run, it's been going fairly well. Was able to complete the first two stages no problem. Stage 3 on the other hand, would slow it down just a tad bit here just to keep my momentum going as I grab the mushroom. I do lose it there, but I will basically hold down at this white square just so I can go through and grab the first flute that we need in order to do the wrong warp. Oh, not the wrong warp, sorry, the warp zone. So here we grab our first whistle, and then we head over to the fortress area. So in the beginning of the level I did not get my momentum up to speed, so I basically just took it slightly slower, but I did gain my momentum midway through the level, and I was able to grab the raccoon leaf and fly upward to grab the second whistle here. So now that we have both of the whistles, I will initiate the warp zone by using the first whistle on here. And right away I would go use another whistle, and then we will warp into World 8. Alright, now this world consists of 4 auto-scroller levels. There really isn't much to say about these, it's just the matter of staying alive. There's really not much you can do to increase the speed in the auto-scroller levels, except for defeating the bosses in their respective levels. And basically, one thing that I normally do is that I would keep the raccoon leaf for this level only. And that's mainly to get rid of the bombs, because they usually cause lag when there's so many of them stacked together. I will be grabbing the raccoon leaf right about here. So basically I'm just taking out all the enemies since there's really not much you can do here. And now in this section, this is where I will pick apart the bombs. Because in this section alone, when there's so many of them stacked together, when they create an explosion, it will cause a lot of lag. So this is basically one way to reduce the lag in that section. Okay, so now we are approaching the mini boss of this stage. Heading into this pipe. Nothing really major, it's just one of those regular Hammer Bros that walks around the world map. Just one stomp and it's defeated. That star that we picked up, it will be crucial later on, so we will be holding on to that for now. Now this part right here, this is probably one of the most hardest power-ups to gain and get in the game, is that fire flower. You basically need to do a crouch jump into that narrow area in order to grab that fire flower. I was actually very fortunate to grab it there, because I wouldn't really get it like 9 times out of 10, so I'm really fortunate to grab this fire flower. So now this is the second of the 4 auto-scrollers in this world. Really not much to explain here. You can actually use the underwater section to just basically skip everything that's happening on top with all those moles that are like throwing monkey wrenches. And then once there's an opening, I will actually exit out of the water here because when I remain under the water, heading over to the other side, I would actually struggle to get back up. So this is basically my safer way to, like, you know, get on top. And there's really like all these enemies going around, and it's like really easy to avoid. So now we will approach our second mini boss, which is Boom Boom. It takes 5 fireballs to kill him, and it actually destroys him much quicker with the fireballs rather than stomping on his head 3 times. Okay, so now we are heading towards the section where the 3 hands are. Now, unfortunately, I do get 1 hand in this playthrough. It is the first hand, which is probably the worst hands to get, but luckily I had the fire flower in my disposal, so I'm able to get rid of the enemies that are in my way. So normally the hands will cost about roughly 20 seconds per level, and there's 3 of them, so it's like roughly 1 minute time loss. But since I only got 1, I lost about roughly 14 seconds. So now this is the 3rd auto-scroller in the game, which is the fast airship. This one's going twice as fast as usual, and there's like, it's like basically 80% like pit, like bottomless pit. So basically you gotta use your platforming skills to jump from platform to platform, and since you have the fire flower, it is actually more easier to dispose of the enemies that are like hiding in the holes and popping out to throw monkey wrenches at you. It is usually pretty easy to die in this level if you're not careful, but this level all in all is not that bad. So here we are approaching the next boss, which is Boom Boom again. So do the same thing by shooting him 5 times with the fireballs and grab the key. Alright, so now we are heading over to our next portion of the map. We will actually go into much shorter levels. So this is 8-1. I actually take it a little slow here because I was worried about losing my fire flower at that point. So I was able to shoot out those other 2 piranha plants and those pipes, and that one didn't show up, so it gave me a little more leeway to actually go through. Now there was one mistake I did. I actually got the 3rd star card here, so that will give me 5 ups, which will cost me about roughly 5 or 6 seconds. Which is okay. I mean, yeah, I could use the lives, but it's not like I'm really going to die in this playthrough. Anyway, so World 8-2. This is another short level. I keep the P meter here. I do sacrifice my fire flower at this point, just to keep the speed going, so I could finish the level. And that is the last of the so-called full levels in this game. Next we're going to go into the fortress. Now we're going to use that star that we saved up in the previous boss fight. We will pick up the fire flower here, and this is basically the final opportunity to grab fire flowers. It's basically in this fortress stage. So once you're out of this level and you lose the fire flower, that is all you get. So having the fire flower is much crucial in this game, especially in the speed run, because it is probably the best power-up you can have in this game. So now after hitting that P switch, I was able to get through the door that I needed to go into in order to go to the boss fight. If I did miss that, there is a backup P switch right before that door, but it does take a few seconds to get that initiated. Alright, so now that we defeated the fortress, we will head into our last section of the map and go into our final auto-scrolling level. So here I just basically put myself on the top of the ship and just shooting fireballs for fun. This level is actually more like, it has more projectiles. There's like more bob-bombs, more cannonballs, more moles with monkey wrenches. So there's like a lot of obstructions in this level. However, it is fairly easy to, you know, get by with the fire flower in your hand. So now in this portion right here, there will be a Bob-omb section, and it is very easy to get hit here, but I actually managed to get across unscathed. And now we're approaching the final mini boss, which is the final Boom Boom. Of course, same strategy applies. Shoot him down with 5 fireballs and grab the key. Okay, now we are approaching the final level of the game, which is the main castle, Bowser's Castle. So we want to get our P-speed up to max here. And at the precise pixel, if you do a crouch jump, you can actually do a wall clip in that section. And there's another wall clip coming up after revealing the 1-up. It's just a short wall clip, but it'll actually avoid going down those stairs. Now I actually did have an opportunity to keep my P-speed, but I opted not to. I just wanted to get through here regularly and keep my fire flower intact. So now going for the quick kill on Bowser, I basically stand at near the edge of that top platform and just continue shooting at him. And eventually, after shooting him down, he is done for. And it does take him a little longer to get down because he's very floaty as he's defeated. And time is when I go in the door, and it gives me a time of 11:34.48, and that is a new PB for me, which I'm really proud of, especially getting one hand in the hand section. Overall, I'm very happy with this PB, and I hope you guys enjoyed this run. This is Supersonic 71087 from The Unknown Gamers, and I am signing off. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you at GDQ.